Welcome back to the Overruled podcast. I believe this is episode number 31, Wednesday, September 25th, 2019. My name is Trevor Blanick alongside Jaden Rioch. Woohoo!
That's my name. Oh, I could have done the yeah. Oh, I'll do that next time if I remember. You guys, it's not Friday. What's going on?
Well, on Friday, all y'all need to watch the Met Report on the Met.
I'll be sleeping.
On the Met Report, 11:30.
Yeah, probably. I
Oh,
don't have
man.
work till 4. I'll probably stay up till 12:30.
And then sleep for 11.
No, 12:30 p.m., stupid.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
sleep for 2 hours and go to work. I'm just kidding. Oh, hi, Trevor's mom. I said hi to you last Friday, so like 5 days ago, but I wanted to say hi again.
All right, so let's just kick things off with the Major League Baseball playoff race. 7 teams are in. 1 will clinch tonight.
Not the Mets.
Yeah, well, they're not in. Actually, I think 8 teams are in.
Ocho?
Because there's 7. I'm not that crazy. Los Angeles Dodgers have won the National League West and the best record in the National League. Atlanta Braves have won the National League East. Cardinals of St. Louis have clinched a playoff berth. Washington Nationals have clinched a wild card.
That's
The
wild.
Houston Astros have clinched the AL West. Minnesota Twins are closing in on the AL Central. The New York Yankees have won the AL East. Those are our teams that have clinched. You have the Milwaukee Brewers holding on to a big lead right now in Cincinnati, which will eliminate the Cubs and the Mets. Did y'all ever think that had happened the same night?
Yes.
The Cubs and the Mets are going to be eliminated the exact same night by virtue of the Milwaukee Brewers lead. I don't know what it is now, but I checked and it was 8-2.
Yeah, it's still 8-2.
Still-
Bottom of 6. Runners at first and third, 2 outs for the Reds.
So 10 outs remain for both the Cubs and the Mets.
The Cubs are losing,
Which
so
is
it's okay.
Which is unfortunate because if any of the between the Cubs and the Mets deserve to make it more than the Cubs. If there was a third wild card, it was the Mets, but you just couldn't overcome that first loss to Miami because if they didn't lose that game, they would have swept their first 3 games. I know it's not technically a sweep because there's another 4. They would have won their first 3 games against Miami.
I would argue that all of their 75 losses were instrumental in the losing, not making the playoffs.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would have to agree, but
My lights are sparkling.
no more important in terms of games, I would have to say, than the loss to Washington that Tuesday night a few weeks ago. The Mets were up by 10-4 in the bottom of the 9th.
What was that loud noise?
My iPad got a notification.
It scared me.
Brad Miller hits a solo home run. The Phillies now lead the Nationals 2-1. Speaking of, they got eliminated yesterday in the first half of a doubleheader. What's important about that game is the Milwaukee Brewers are playing. The Milwaukee Brewers and Washington Nationals are playing for the first wild card, and there is a decently large deal about whether or not they go to Miller Park or if they go to Nats Park. Just obviously it's important because home field advantage in the wild card game could be the difference you need.
Or the
So-
not difference.
Yeah, I mean last year you saw in game
Cubs, stupid.
in game 163 the Dodgers defended home field and the Cubs did not. And the wild card games, the Yankees defended home field.
Did the Dodgers really defend home field, or did they defend a field that a bunch of nobodies were in?
Huh?
There's no one at that game. That's all I remember from that game.
The game 163.
The Dodgers and Rockies, yeah.
There was
There's like barely half the stadium when the game started, I thought.
no the upper decks looked pathetic,
Oh, okay.
but it was not half the stadium.
Okay.
It was
Great
not.
clapping gift. They got more people than half.
It was probably 49,000, which in perspective is not great because it's missing 7 to 8,000 fans. But in general, that's not bad. Because Coors Field with the party deck's about 48.
I watched that game.
Coors Field or the NL tiebreaker?
Oh, the NL tiebreaker.
Because I remember I got home and watched the end of Cubs Brewers, and then
Haha, at Cubs.
watched the entire Dodgers Rockies game. Then went to the dugout store to buy a shirt.
I'm proud
No.
to announce I'm managing the Cubs next year.
Huh?
No, they offered me a contract and I signed. Me and Nathan is my assistant coach. I might have Ben in as strength coach. And you could have a spot too. You could be like GM or something.
Oh, yeah, that Ben would not want that.
Well, it's okay. He could be strength coach. He'd be okay.
He probably would. He'd rather be GM. I would be okay.
Well, if you suck, I'll just fire you because I'm coach.
Oh, fair enough. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'd be okay with. I would be okay with being like the president of baseball operations and Ben being the general manager.
Okay.
Because technically, I would be Ben's boss, but we both essentially do the exact same thing, and we take input from each other and how to
I'd be a good
construct
coach.
the
I'd just
team and
motivate
stuff.
the team. I'd be kind of like
You'd be Will
Tom
Ferrell.
I'd be the Tom Brady of baseball.
You would motivate the defense to stop the other team from scoring.
Exactly.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
I don't know about the offense, though. I can't help them in that. Okay, guys, go hit it. It's just not the same as defense.
So the Mets and Cubs will be eliminated, which means the Brewers will clinch a playoff spot tonight. On the American League side of things, the hat tip to the Rays. They are doing everything they can to hold the Indians at bay. I don't know if they're winning right now.
They are 2-zip.
So the Rays are winning 2-zip on a no. Okay, the
Flexing
Yankees.
a no-hitter.
Yeah, they're flexing a no-hitter in the top of the 6th right now. Brewers
that's one
up
way to win.
6 in the top of the 7th. The Mets are up 9. DeGrom's given up 2 hits. What a scrub. Twins are up 4 in the top of the 8th. The Indians are losing 3-zip in the top of the 3rd. Here's what that all means.
Nothing.
In the American League Central, if those scores hold, the Twins would clinch the American League Central tonight.
Woohoo.
And obviously the Mets and Cubs are going to be eliminated unless Milwaukee pulls off one of the funniest collapses I've ever seen.
Which is less likely.
It's not going to happen. And the Cubs probably will still be eliminated. They're losing in the 6th inning. But the Indians have an elimination number of 5. So if the Rays hold on and the White Sox hold on, assuming the Twins hold on as well, not the AL Central will close. All divisions except the NL Central will close. And I believe the Indians' elimination number would be down to 3. Now, if the Rays win and the A's lose, guess who's now the number 1 wild card? Tampa Bay. In the National League Central, the elimination number is 3 for the Cardinals because it didn't move today. So it'll probably get down. The Brewers should get back within a game and a half of the Cardinals. So the NL Centrals isn't out of the question either.
Aren't the Indians playing the Cardinals to end the season? Over
No, the Cubs are playing the Cardinals. The Indians are playing the Nationals.
Nationals.
So that's a huge series for both teams. Just kind of looking at the scores right now, Mets are up 9-zip on the Marlins. Brewers up 8-2 on the Reds. Twins up 5-1 on the Tigers. Phillies up 2-1 on the Nationals. A big game in the number 1 wild card race there. Pirates leading the Cubs 2-1. Blue Jays up on the Orioles 2-zip. Rays up on the Yankees 2-zip. Red Sox Rangers tied at 3. Indians just scored. It's 3-1 White Sox in the 3rd. Braves and Royals have no score. D-backs beat the Cardinals 9-7 earlier today. Final series this weekend. The Brewers are at the Rockies. They shouldn't have too much of an issue, but the Rockies are actually playing like a semi-competent baseball team right now.
Rockies will sweep.
I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if they do something stupid like that. Braves are at the Mets, which really doesn't matter at all. I think it literally does not matter at all because the Braves cannot lose. They can't be first.
The
first seed. They can't be the 3rd seed, so it doesn't even matter.
Who's the 3rd seed? Cardinals, or at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tigers play the White Sox, which doesn't matter. Marlins play the Phillies, which doesn't matter. Indians play the Nationals, which might matter. Reds play the Pirates. Rays and Blue Jays in a big series for Tampa. Orioles, Red Sox doesn't matter. Yankees, Rangers in a big game in the scheme of home field throughout the playoffs. Cubs, Cardinals, big for the Cardinals, not so much the Cubs. Twins, Royals, I don't even know. It won't matter for the Twins.
Trevor's telling you baseball doesn't matter.
Yeah, it won't matter for the Twins because they'll have already clinched the 3 seed. Padres, D-backs doesn't matter. Astros, Angels will probably matter for the first spot. A's, Mariners won't matter, or it will matter for the A's, and Dodgers, Giants will probably matter for the Dodgers in the grand scheme of home field, but they are 2 games behind they are 3 games, no, I'm not crazy, that crazy. 2 games behind the Astros for home field throughout the playoffs, and they're a half game behind the Yankees. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of baseball right now. A lot of fun stuff is happening. So, Jaden, would you like to present your meme song?
I'm supposed to present it?
Tell me what it is, and then I'll play it, basically.
Meme song. I wasn't even thinking. A meme song? I'm trying to go through my songs to see if there's a meme song somewhere in here. Oh, no. Here, let me look. Trevor, I don't have a meme song saved up at the moment. Wait, hold up. We're getting somewhere. Oh, a classic, not as recognized meme song by the meme community, the Oogum Boogum song.
Huh?
The Oogum Boogum song. I never play this song, but it's funny. I love the
By
beginning.
Brenton Wood?
Yes.
I'm sorry for this. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Yeah, you have. Probably once.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, yeah.
Oogum, 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 oogum now, baby.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this one before. This actually is not that bad.
Let's say oogum, 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 oogum now.
Do you remember if Nathan would have In the End or Numb for his Linkin Park songs?
I think it's In the End.
That's what I think, too. Is this from the 70s?
Probably.
It could not be from the 70s.
I was gonna say, like, this sound. I don't know. It sounds like 70s to me. Jokic. Sorry, I saw him on Twitter.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry to
So-
scare everyone.
This is Nathan's song. He recently got a new... No, he was... He got 10,000 followers, right?
I'm so proud of him. Yes, and he will be on the podcast.
Yes,
I promise.
And this is
people.
this is actually a big deal. I mean, we talk about him as a meme, and we refer to him to a lot. And I'm certain my mother has no clue what we're talking about.
Nathan is
but
a popular Twitter account that relates with sports things,
He
and
is
he's a meme.
and he's a meme.
And if
but
you're watching on YouTube, I'll show you the picture of Twitter, his meme account. Let's see. I have to show the one that he sent today of the sky.
oh, yeah.
There you go. Good?
No, it's a little foggy. Like you can't see the words.
Ah, shoots. Oh no, I took a screenshot. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah, it won't load. But
Stupid.
when he's on, if he wants to, we could link his Twitter.
Yeah, that's if he wants to, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's totally up to him if he wants to actually be.
Like professional-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he'd still be a meme, though.
I think he might be a meme, but he'll definitely probably have real sports conversations.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
kinda be like
he
Godich.
knows Godich, exactly. He knows it'll be a perfect combination of meme and actual sports, and I think that's probably the line we want to toe. So watch the Met Report on Friday. As of now,
Follow Nathan.
we are about 15 minutes short on time, so they might have me do a 2.5-minute weather block on B block, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. And then we'll have to ad-lib a lot with sports, and then at the end of the show, which would make it a lot more fun. We might not have as much news, but you'll definitely get to see our personalities.
I
So
have a good personality.
Tristan's doing sports. I believe it is Corey and Bree as anchors, and then Jacob doing politics, and obviously I'm doing weather, because weather.
Weather's not real.
It should be about 70 degrees on Friday with a chance of showers.
I already took a shower, stupid.
So yeah, that was In the End by Linkin Park. Technically a meme song, but it's actually a good song. And that's, I am really upset about the Mets.
Mets, Mets.
They played their best baseball at the end of July, got them back into playoff contention, leveled out.
And then
But they still played well enough and consistent enough to get themselves into the playoff conversation. Look at this. I mean, there's 5 days left in the season, and the New York Mets are being talked about in the playoff chase. And depending on when the Brewers game ends, if the Cubs game ends and they're eliminated, the Mets would last longer than the Cubs. Basically, I mean, if the Cubs lose tonight, I think the Mets are ahead of the Cubs right now. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it literally does not matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's just something to build off of. For the Mets, Pete Alonso, I believe it was his 51st home run of the season, so one more to tie the rookie record 2 more over the final 4.5 games or whatever, and he gets the record for rookies, which would be really cool. I mean,
great honor.
he would deserve it.
He
He's
deserves
been
Rookie of the Year.
he's
I mean,
been-
you guys were talking about it a while ago, and they're like, oh, for sure, if he makes the playoffs, like, he'll get it. And I'm like, well, he'll get it now for sure.
Yeah, well, with Tatis out, he's definitely going to get Rookie of the Year, and he deserves it. And just speaking on a grander scheme of things,
Curtis Granderson.
yep. I love him. But no, for the Mets, looking forward to 2019, and I'll talk about the Rockies in a little bit as well. Obviously,
No,
those are my
don't
teams.
talk about the Rockies.
But,
we already
well,
talked about it.
We barely
Last
talked.
week.
Last week.
Oh, we
No,
also, hey, side point, we're also going to do a segment on this one today that I personally request. We should play the primetime music and do NFL Pick'em.
Oh, this weekend? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it whenever you're ready. But I mean,
I'll-
I thought that
I'll
would be a cool
queue it up.
segment since it's on Wednesday. So since it's Wednesday, we can do all the games.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but the Mets have a good staff: Zach Wheeler, Marcus Stroman, Noah Syndergaard, Jacob deGrom, and Steven Matz. Matz struggled Monday night, and that's what eliminated the Mets, or essentially eliminated the Mets. They were dead to rights last night, and Michael Conforto saved them. I mean, it's unfortunate to see a team that fights so hard. But again, they were 10 games under 500 at one point and fought all the way back into the playoff conversation. And if not for a Herculean run by the Milwaukee Brewers, we're very likely talking about a Mets-Nationals wildcard game. And hat tip to the Brewers. They lost Christian Yelich and have caught almost literal fire. Like, if you touch them, you will burn yourself. So just congratulations to them for finishing it off. I mean, honestly, they were in a very difficult position, and they could have rolled over and died because they were outside the playoffs when they started this run.
Rolled over and died like the Cubs?
Yeah, yeah. The Cubs got swept in a 4-game series against the Cardinals this weekend. They were down like 4-1 in the ninth, came back to tie it, and then gave up a home run in the top of the 10th off of Kimbrel to lose game 1. Then they lost game 2 of that series 2-1, and the same pitcher they teed off on the ninth, the game before, blew it that night, or they could have rescued it that afternoon. Saturday, Kimbrel came in and gave up 2 home runs on his first 2 pitches, and the Cubs lost 9-8. And then the Cubs were winning 2-1 into the 9th inning on Sunday. Pedro Strop happened, and the Cardinals took a 3-2 lead, and that was the final score of that game, and essentially the final score of the Cubs season. That's not what you expect to have happen. Like, that was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that is wow. I mean, to have your season end like that.
It was pretty brutal, but
The
it was
Cubs
fun to
were-
watch because the Cubes.
Yeah, the Cubs were underachievers this entire season. I mean, they didn't deserve to make the playoffs, but the way they fell from grace was extremely enjoyable. Speaking of falling from grace, the Rockies looking forward to next season. This is how I think they should line up.
Okay.
Charlie Blackmon, David Dahl, and Garrett Hampson in the outfield. Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story, Ryan McMahon, Daniel Murphy on the infield.
Murphy.
And then Walters and our pitchers, Walters and Nunez. And then you'll have Hilliard and Tapia as 2 outfield bats. And then you would have Brendan Rodgers. And I know you're not supposed to call him up if you're not going to play him, but look, if Rodgers plays well enough to force McMahon out of his role at second base, then you move McMahon to first, and Rodgers will play second. That's my dream. It probably won't happen.
Dream team.
And then Desmond would basically be the utility guy, right-handed bat on the
Have
bench.
him play catcher.
No. Pitcher, maybe, but not catcher. You want to do the pick'em this week?
Yeah,
And
sure.
I will.
I like the Rockies lineup.
ABC Tonight.
Oh, ABC Tonight?
I forgot about this
Let's
thing
go.
called advertisements. That's
Ooh, advertisements are fun, though. What are
But,
they advertising? ABC Tonight?
The Goldbergs are on tonight.
I don't know what the
believe.
Goldbergs are, but that sounds very fun. Go watch the Goldbergs, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I got them lined up here, Trevor. Would you like me to give you the lines or just the teams?
James.
All right.
I'll keep it playing in the background.
Bum. All right, we got Thursday Night Football, Philly and Green Bay. It's in Green Bay, of course.
Green Bay.
Green Bay?
I'm going with the Packers. After a win against the Broncos where they weren't necessarily great, they were just good enough. I think the Eagles aren't very great.
And they're injured. very injured.
So I think
Did you hear that story last week where they had to cancel practice because they were so injured?
Oh, wow. I did not hear that, but
It was
I am
nuts.
definitely going with the Packers
All
tomorrow
right.
night.
That's good to hear. So next game, we got Cleveland and Baltimore.
Baltimore, Cleveland isn't as good as everyone thinks, and Baltimore is better than everybody thinks.
Oof.
Lamar
That was
Jackson
quick.
is having an incredible season.
Baltimore and Cleveland have beef.
They're rivals. I mean, Cleveland has beef with Baltimore. I think it was,
So which quarterback's better, Lamar or Baker?
oh man, I would say Lamar. As of now, Baker has a higher ceiling just because he's a more pure quarterback. But if Lamar can continue to keep himself healthy, he's probably the second best playmaker in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes. We saw some plays last week where it's like, holy crap,
Yeah.
did Patrick Mahomes just put on a Ravens jersey?
Well, yeah, it was nuts. I mean, they were going toe-to-toe, Lamar and Patrick. That was fun last week. I wish we had more games like that, but all the primetime games are crappy.
I know.
Ugh, pisses me off.
Tomorrow night should be good.
Oh, and if
Well,
I
it
didn't
could be
say,
good.
I was taking Green Bay week 1, and then, of course, I'll take Baltimore as well. Cleveland's poop. Carolina, Houston.
Oh, man.
That's
Do
a
we
good
know
one.
if Kyle Allen's playing?
I don't know, but that's the decider.
That's kind of funny. If Kyle Allen plays, we go Carolina. If he doesn't, it's Houston.
I think I'll still take Houston
I
either
take
way,
Houston.
But, I mean, Kyle Allen playing, he was looking really
He'll
nice.
give them a chance, most likely.
I mean,
I still take Deshaun Watson.
I wasn't happy that they didn't put in Will Greer, but I can see why they put in Kyle Allen. He looks pretty good.
Well, and I've got Kyle Allen on fantasy, so it's not me wanting Kyle Allen to play, but he's a fun quarterback to watch. So I think that's obviously the best chance to win games from now on out. I truly believe that. And I still take Houston.
Until Cam gets it figured out, if he's injured, then he needs to figure it out. I don't know what's wrong with Cam at the moment. He just cannot throw a football. I was reading something where his percentage of uncatchable passes is like 36%. You know how stupid that is? That's up there with Mitch Trubisky, who's number 2 Mitch Trubisky, and he's at 24%. That's insane. He's 12% behind the second place of worst.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good.
That is so bad. So we'll both take Houston. How about KC and Detroit?
I have a feeling that the Chiefs might win this, although
Detroit's
this is
no pushover.
This is the classic trap game.
Yeah.
Whereas
And
you
they're
play
playing
a
in
team
Detroit.
where you don't necessarily think is as good, and this is where top teams can kind of fall. And Chiefs are good,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're not world beaters. They might be wife beaters at Tyreek Hill, but
Children beaters.
yeah, that was a bad joke, but it's not necessarily untrue.
Yeah, I don't know. I
That's
think
follow up from last week, but no, I think the Lions are a good team. It won't be I don't think it'll be a blowout, but the Chiefs should win.
I think everyone's making a big deal of Detroit. They're 2-0-1, but that doesn't mean they're a fantastic team. They'll probably end the
exactly.
season like with 8 wins. Like I'd say they're
I could
hovering
see them-
500.
I could see them borderline playoffs,
But they
they're
haven't
not
played
gonna.
anyone in their division yet. I mean,
Yeah,
as soon as they play everyone in their division, they're just going to fall right from
but
grace.
didn't they beat L.A. the Chargers?
Yeah, they beat the Chargers.
They beat
but
the Chargers and the Eagles.
Well, the Chargers are looking interesting. The Chargers are having trouble in the second
They
half right
are
now.
having trouble, but still winning against a good team is.
I mean, the Colts should have beat the Chargers.
Yeah,
too. I mean, technically, the Chargers could be 0-3 right now.
they played 3 difficult teams.
Yeah.
Now that we know Detroit,
All right, this is one of my favorite matchups of the week. Not Detroit, Buffalo and New England in Buffalo.
it's closer, but Buffalo can score on New England
I
because
think
the
it'll
New
be
Eng-
fun.
the New England defense isn't as good as people think. I mean, they played a Jets team with
Well, I
Trevor
know who
Siemian
they've
and Luke
played.
Falk.
I know how they've played, but I mean, they shut down the Rams. I understand it was last year, but in the Super Bowl, they played really well. I don't know who that is a tribute to. Is the Rams are that bad or in the Super Bowl? But I mean, that defense is pretty for real.
I think you can kind of.
I mean, I'd say they're a
both.
top 5 defense.
Maybe. This will be a good indicator of how good they are. I do think it's a fun game. If Josh Allen has his best game ever, the Bills probably win, assuming their defense can stop the dink and dunk offense of the Patriots. And again, I don't want to.
Buffalo's defense is sneaky good, though.
They've always been sneaky good,
Yeah.
really.
No, it's ridiculous. I was looking at statistics, and statistically, they actually have the best defense in the NFL. It's actually crazy because based on field position and like other metrics, like the Patriots, they're always good about scoring, and like the Chiefs are up there because their defense really doesn't have to do a lot because of field position. But Buffalo, on average, has given their team the defense pretty good field position, but not always the best. It's like 40 drives or something. It's something stupid last year, but they have always had the best defense last year based on field position. It was kind of like what the Broncos did last year.
That's kind of funny, actually.
So yeah. Next game. So wait, who are we taking? Who are you taking for
I'm
that game? Buffalo and New England.
New England.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I like Buffalo there. I don't think it'll be by much if they do win, but I like Buffalo. All right, next game, Oakland and Indy. In Indy.
Indy.
Yeah, Indy.
Shouldn't be close. It might be because Brissett's still going through growing pains as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I can
Indy's
see
a
that.
good team.
Brissett
Oakland
looked really
shouldn't
good
be.
last week.
So Indy should win that game.
I don't know. I'm so hyped on Jacoby. I really think if he continues at the pace he is, and I understand he'll have growing pains and all that, but like I told Ben, he'll be a top 12 quarterback. Like I really do believe that by the end of the season he will have MVP chatter. I don't think he'll have a chance at it. Don't get me wrong, but I think he'll be chatter.
There will be a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're at Chargers and Dolphins. Trevor, what's your fire take here? You think the Dolphins are going to win?
I don't even think they're going to score a point.
This would be the perfect game for Melvin to come back.
I mean, honestly. I mean, seriously.
It's practice.
That's get in there, get some reps, get up to game speed, and then get ready for the Broncos because the Broncos at least can play a bit.
Maybe.
Well, they've shown they can.
The Broncos try. All right. Yeah, we both take the Chargers there easily.
Yep.
All right, and then we got Tennessee, Atlanta. Two
man.
underachieving teams
That is difficult. Is it in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta.
I
take Atlanta.
I go with the Falcons simply because they're in Atlanta, but that could go either way.
I don't know. I'm still not hyped on Marcus Mariota. Like, even though he's had some up games and some really bad games, he looks stupidly enough like a rookie to me still. He's just making all of stupid mistakes that you're just like, come on.
And he can't keep
are
himself
you
healthy
kidding?
ever.
That's true. Yeah,
He's basically a rookie because he keeps getting hurt, and it's affecting him to the point where he cannot play.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me at some point if they lose a game or two more, like if they bring in Ryan Tannehill. Like, I think that's how dire of a need they are right now.
Yep.
All right, so we'll both take the Falcons. Washington and the Giants.
Ooh,
0-3 Washington.
Washington, I think, because they've been in more competitive games than the Giants. The Giants will start Daniel Jones. I think he caught lightning in the bottle last week, and he won't repeat it, but it doesn't mean he won't be good.
I think that Washington defense is actually really good. I mean, they've added a lot of pieces like Landon Collins and stuff.
Yeah,
they
former
have Josh Norman. I mean, they're pretty good on defense.
They
but,
need to go
I really
to Dwayne
think
Haskins.
that the Giants, I really think that the Redskins have kind of expired as far as Case Keenum's concerned. So I'm taking the Giants. I really think they'll get it maybe by a field goal, another late-minute win. Something, they fired him up, and they'll get barely a win.
I could see that.
I mean, I don't think they won that game with Eli, though. Thank God Eli's not playing anymore.
Yeah, I think the Redskins need to go to Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, that would be fun. I can't wait for that, but I think it's a little too soon for that.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay and the Rams.
I'm going to go Los Angeles.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that one. The Rams are good. Seahawks and Cardinals.
Seattle. Arizona's decent, but Seattle is... If they let Russell Wilson take over the offense, the Redskins... or the... I don't know how I got that. Seahawks should win that game.
I'm going to go Cardinals with that one. I really think that they got something there. I think Seattle, I'd imagine Seattle should win it, but I think it's just one of those sneaky games where Arizona kind of catches up on them, and it's a shootout. I mean, the Cardinals' defense cannot stop a nosebleed, and the Seahawks' defense hasn't been so impressive so far.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, another game here for you. Minnesota and Chicago.
That's a good one. I go Minnesota just because the Bears have just looked so awful on offense.
I think I don't know, I think both teams are offensively struggling.
Yes, but the Vikings have at least been able to score
Dalvin
points.
Cook is the difference here.
I mean, the only reason the Bears almost choked away the game against Washington, they did choke away the game against Denver and got a phantom timeout call. They should be 1-2 right now.
Yeah. I mean, their offense didn't perform at all week one. That was just
and they
horrible
didn't perform
TV.
at all week 2.
Yeah. I mean, week 3 they played better. I don't know. I guess to me, Dalvin Cook's the difference in that game. I think that's the driver of the Minnesota offense, and will get them past. I mean, I would expect another big game. It wouldn't surprise me if he even touches 200 yards. Like, I think that's ridiculous, but total scrimmage yards, I think he could touch 200.
Total scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, so receiving and, running. Yeah. I think he could touch 200. I mean, running alone, I think he'll probably get like 150. All right, Jacksonville and Denver. Minshew?
I'd really like to give Denver the benefit of the doubt, but I can't. I just can't. I think Jacksonville wins.
Do you think they get a sack or a turnover this week?
They should. Because they're playing Minshew, you don't even have to necessarily force a turnover with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
And they got some pressure on Rodgers last week.
I really do think because it's in Denver, I think that gives the edge to the Broncos.
It does, but Gardner's played in Boulder before. He
Yeah.
understands altitude.
I'm going to give the edge to the Broncos, but it'll be a really close game. All right,
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, Cowboys and Saints.
Dallas is playing really well. They got Dak
the
rolling the
Superdome?
best he's ever been. I don't like the Saints. They got Taysom Hill and Teddy Bridgewater. They're okay, but their defense isn't anything special.
Who dat?
Who dey?
Who?
I think that segue. Oh, do the Bengals have off this week, or are they Monday night?
They're Monday night. The dumpster fire, for lack of a better term, shit show, Steelers and Bengals. So who's going to watch that? Who?
Not me. I'm not watching that. I
Um,
probably will if it.
I'll take the Bengals, but not because
I
I
just
want
take the
to.
I take the Bengals because I have to.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the Steelers' offense is even close to reasonable or at all good. I mean, when you
Yeah.
have 5 turnovers and put up 3 points, or was it 6? That's
Oh, I don't
pretty.
even know.
That's pretty bad, for lack of better terms. And oh, by the way, I'm taking New Orleans in the week before. I think they beat Dallas. So there you go. There's our picks. So, pending death, that is all of our picks. Any players die, I think they're
Okay.
up to.
I thought you meant us. I'm like, if we
Oh,
die,
no.
we can't change our
Yeah,
picks.
I was going to say.
So,
If I die, then picks are locked. But if any players die, I think I hold the
the-
right to change.
the Nationals are winning.
Oh, the Nationals
Wilmer
are winning.
Gifo got a single. And
Someone
Victor
followed
Robles-
me on Twitter. Let's go.
Who?
I don't know, some guy named Kohler Sports.
Alrighty then.
He's a writer for PM Sports News.
Okay. So I want to talk about Tony Brown,
Who?
Colorado wide receiver, grad transfer. I don't know where he's from, but
Oh, is that the guy who's supposed to be the Julio Jones?
no, that's Laviska Shenault.
Ah.
He got hurt. He stung his shoulder. He had a big play in the first drive of the game. He got one touch, and Colorado went on the road to Tempe to beat the Sun Devils.
On our betting action thing, where we don't bet real money, we bet Twitter monies, I bet on Colorado. So good for me.
I did not. I did not. I really didn't see us going into Tempe and winning that game.
Yeah. They were like plus 200 or something, so it was a good turnaround. I was like, let's go.
New Sour Patch Kids heads.
Oh, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, we're getting a Sour Patch
This-
ad. I'm trying to see if we can get highlights.
All the crossing routes underneath, and Montez going to keep it. And now he's got a man.
I can't see them.
6 for Colorado, Tony Brown.
He scored.
Yeah, so Tony Brown was just kind of incredible.
He has a man, and that is a Colorado touchdown, Tony Brown.
I think you're kind of getting the point here.
He keeps scoring.
Benjamin, he's bouncing it. He's going to the pylon, and he dives for it and is in.
So that's an Arizona State touchdown. Now we're in the second half. This was incredible.
Brown. Brown's got it. 3rd time tonight. Touchdown, Colorado.
I mean, that's really all you needed to hear from that. Tony Brown is a baller. He's the one that caught the game-tying touchdown against Nebraska. If you didn't know his name before, you know it now. And the Buffaloes, I don't think it's crazy to say they probably have a top 5 receiving core in the country. With Katie Nixon, Laviska Shenault, Tony Brown, they've got some just dogs. And I mean, they got 2 good running backs, Alex Fontenot and oh crap, I forgot his first name, but it's
CSU
Mangum.
has kittens.
Yeah. Man, did you see the end of that game?
Yeah, they got
where
stuffed at the one.
where it was 4th down and they ran a play and they pretty favorably gave him the stretch. I think he might have been out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they gave him the first down to give him a chance at the Hail Mary.
Yep.
And then they threw the Hail Mary to the 1-yard line.
And then he laterals
And then
it
he get it.
forward.
It was a forward pass. Forward, because I think lateral is this direction. So if he forwards, it's just a pass.
Well, it was a forward pass. That
I don't
you can't
understand
do
like
that.
forward lateral.
I don't know. I thought you could. I mean,
I don't know.
it's just a pitch forward,
Terminology doesn't matter. But anyways, he was stopped at the 1 and decided to throw it forwards.
and he still didn't get it.
They didn't throw a flag on it because
Why?
game was over. There was no point. But that was great CSU. Washington State UCLA. Wazoo had 49-17 lead midway through the third. It didn't last. That thing ended 67-63. UCLA previously winless and they went into undefeated Washington State. Take everything with a grain of salt. It's early, but still, that was pretty incredible. Come on. That was one of the more incredible games, and I wasn't able to watch most of it. I think I turned it on.
It was like 40.
When it was 49-36.
As soon as I started getting updates from you guys, I turned it on.
I think it was 49-39 when I turned it because I was able to watch. Honestly, maybe it 49-38. I really have no clue. All I remember is that UCLA made it 49-46 after a touchdown at some point, and then game on from there. It was pretty crazy, and UCLA, I think, forced 5 or 6 turnovers. Their defense, when they could stop Washington State, was destructive. Otherwise, they just rolled over, which is incredible to think you gave up 63 points. Their quarterback threw 9 touchdowns, Wazoo did. 9 touchdowns and lost.
That's a lot.
That's incredible. That doesn't happen. And we were all hoping somebody would crack 70 in regulation because last year, of course, Texas A&M
that was a fun game.
LSU went 74-72 in 7 overtimes. But
yeah, that one was absolute bonkers.
That was crazy. That was a fun game to watch. Obviously, well, not obviously. We didn't have the show last year. But I'm an LSU fan as well. Not anywhere near Colorado, but I like LSU.
He appreciates them.
Yeah. LSU's my favorite SEC team, and probably top 3 of all my teams.
Guess who's on primetime this week, Trevor?
Who?
ABC, Ohio State versus Nebraska.
Oh, man. I not taking Nebraska in that game.
Yeah,
I don't think Ohio State's as good as they are, but Nebraska certainly isn't. They're not.
Let's see the other good games here. Penn State and Maryland. That's a sneaky game.
Maybe. Penn State isn't that good, and Maryland's probably better than
That's on
than
Friday.
they think they are.
Then Arizona and Cal's on Friday as well.
Cal's playing to remain the only undefeated team in the Pac-12.
And that means they'll probably lose.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. Typically,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Pac-12 team comes around. No, you're not going to win.
The issue with the Pac-12, and this I saw someone talk about this on Instagram comments, is they're the deepest conference in all of sports. They just don't have a front runner. Because they don't have a front runner, they get absolutely destroyed by the media saying, "Well, they're not that good of a conference." Well, they might not have a national title contender, but they are probably 8 teams deep in terms of actual talent. Let me just think of teams right now. You have Oregon State's crap. Washington and Washington State. Cal is good.
Well, just
Stanford
in the North, you have 3
be
teams that are ranked.
Yeah, Cal and Stanford are good.
Washington State University and Stan was ranked, so literally the only team in the North was Oregon State who wasn't ranked.
And I'm just going through all the teams themselves, and you have
Sure.
UCLA, who's trash, USC, who could be good, Arizona State's okay, Utah's good, Arizona probably not great, and then I'll give the benefit of the doubt to Colorado. So that's about 9 teams. The only 2 teams you can just throw out are Oregon State.
Arizona
and,
beat Texas Tech last week.
Yeah, Arizona's got
and they only lost by a touchdown to Hawaii, or else they'd be 3-0.
Arizona is maybe, then we have 10 decent teams in the conference. UCLA and Wazoo, or not Wazoo, Oregon State are trash.
Hey,
but
UCLA is 1-3.
And UCLA just beat Washington State.
Yeah.
UCLA should not be good. I don't think they will be, but
they have Chip Kelly, Trevor.
Not for long. They shouldn't, at least. But just in that scheme of things, isn't it kind of incredible to think about that the Pac-12 might be about 10 teams deep in terms of talent?
Yes.
It kind of handcuffs you in terms of bowls because I don't think they have 10 bowl tie-ins.
The only other team or conference that's even close to being that deep is the Big Ten.
Yeah, because the SEC is not that deep.
No, SEC teams, you got like 4. That's it. You got Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and usually every year there's another one?
Florida.
Well, Florida.
We need to help Ryan.
Texas A&M. I'd rather say Texas A&M.
Florida's top something.
No, really? Yeah, Florida's 9, Georgia's 3, Alabama's 2, Auburn's 7, LSU's 4, and then Texas A&M's 23.
Yeah.
It's
there you
decently deep.
It's decently, but they're top heavy. And the Pac-12 is not.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, outside of Alabama, LSU, and Georgia, none of them have a chance.
I would say the Big Ten, I would definitely have to agree. None of the teams there are outliers in terms of just absolutely being awful. I do have to do this for
Although
a
I
sec.
enjoyed the beatdown of.
Mother, I got a haircut. Grandma, I got a haircut too.
Oh, you haven't told your mother?
No, I told her I was getting one.
Mother,
I
he
want-
got hair
I
cut.
Yeah. I was going last night, but I called a few times and they never picked up, so I just scheduled an appointment for today before I came down here.
Okay.
So today was productive. I got my hair cut, finished my project for Met TV, and then obviously the show, and then we're going out to dinner.
Oh, by the way, hold this L, Michigan. Take it.
You did it the right way.
Oh, take it.
Yeah, why are we giving Michigan a no?
Because they got their butts handed to them by Wisconsin.
Oh, that's
and it was
right.
funny to watch.
That was the easiest game to bet ever. Come on. Michigan ain't that good. Wisconsin's better than people think.
I bet that game, and I said, Wisconsin,
Yeah.
you're going to get that fat.
I didn't even go cover. I just did straight Wisconsin money line. That was easy.
I double dipped. I think we can
Yeah.
double dip.
No, you can double dip.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was against the rules.
Because covering is different than obviously outright winning. So
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. But I double dip anyways. I was like, I don't care what Ben says. I'm still going to win.
yeah. I'm wondering are the Rays still winning?
The Rays play baseball.
Not my question. I'm thinking
The Rays
no-hitter.
are winning 3-0. And they are, hold up.
They're in the
pulling
bottom
up
of the seventh.
Box score. The Yankees got a hit.
I know.
Um,
I have my phone. And they have
the
a little.
Brewers are 9-2 still. Nationals are 3-2 over the Phillies. Cubs are tied at 2s. Baltimore's losing to the frickin' Blue Jays. Wow, that's the game of the week right there.
52 and 106. Let's go Orioles!
That has a lot on the line, ladies and
For
gentlemen.
no one.
Excuse me? Don't disrespect Oreos.
Oreos. I love Oreos, not the Orioles. People forget that I wore an Orioles hat to the biggest Nuggets game in like their franchise history.
And it made sense, the result.
I cannot believe I wore a Harry Kane jersey and an Orioles hat to the Nuggets' biggest playoff game ever. I would argue.
It makes no sense either way because Tottenham has done
Tottenham
nothing.
and the Orioles. I don't know why I chose those. Well, I know I wore Harry Kane
That's
so
like
I could
an
wear
iconic duo of losing.
so I could wear white long sleeves under my Jamal Murray jersey. Because the jerseys I have to wear, I have a few navy shirts I can wear underneath my Jokic jersey. I have to find I have a white Nike, but it was too warm to wear that because it's kind of like fleece lined that I wear under Murray, and then I have a Mets shirt I wear underneath Gary Harris. I'm interested to see. I'm certain we've already talked about it. What their new city uniform is going to be, if they decide to bring it back. I think they're going to at least keep the same logo, the Skyline logo. I don't know if they're going to modify the uniforms at all. Fans will be mad if they do because obviously they
Big
sold
facts.
out
Yeah.
quickly. And no, you couldn't hear the snap. Just imagine it. I can't snap, so sorry. Yeah, Jaden did it for you.
Yeah.
Tim Melville is pitching tonight for the Rockies. He is a literal god.
No, Plumlee's a god.
And Tim Melville. They can both be.
All right, Nuggets
I
start in
worship
like
Tim
28
Melville.
days, Trevor.
Okay. Who wins first? Nuggets, Avs, or Broncos?
Well, of course the Avs would win.
I say
before-
Avs for certain.
Yeah, I was gonna say Avs will win before the Nuggets. I would hope, or else
I
there's
would
a
hope.
big problem. Let me see who the Broncos
do
play.
the Nuggets win before the
That's what I was gonna
Broncos?
check because the Nuggets play their first game is like the 24th.
And they play like
The Suns. So they'll win their
Phoenix.
first game.
Yeah,
they'll win
they're-
their first game. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I already projected the Broncos to beat the Jags, but I mean, what, Jags? Well, then they play the Chargers.
which is a loss.
Then they play the Chargers, the Titans, the Chiefs, and the Browns. Well, before the Nuggets here, let's see.
They have winnable games.
Yeah,
but
Chiefs, Titans, Chargers, Jags. So their best shots will be against the Jags.
and Titans.
Yeah, and Titans. Well, although they do play, the Chargers in LA, so
For whatever reason, that's actually a
yeah,
point why we'd go for the
sounds
Broncos.
stupid, but yeah, it sound logic.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, the Broncos are favored by 3 this weekend, so they'll probably lose.
So it's a push. Well, I mean that's what it is. It's
I know,
automatic
it's a push.
3
Yeah,
at
3
home
points.
field.
Yeah, at
so
home. Yeah.
so
No, I
they
know.
rule both teams even. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not high on the Broncos.
Joe
I mean,
Flacco has 2 touchdowns, 2 picks on the season. Trevor,
I like Joe Flacco. I think it's really funny how I'm certain you can look at the receipts from this show. The concerns were about quarterbacking, and that hasn't been the issue this year. It's been stringing together drives and having Emmanuel Sanders getting a holding call on a touchdown that wasn't needed. And people say from different angles you could see it was a hold. I haven't seen the angles, so I'm going to stick with the fact that I think that it probably was a bad call. But still, you have to figure a way to finish. You have to finish drives. Come on.
Flacco hasn't been bad. It's just, I don't know. And then the defense has been subpar to their standards.
The issue with the Broncos offense has been, as good as Flacco's looked, they've just shot themselves in the foot. And it's not the offense of 2013 where they can shoot themselves in the foot and they'll gain the yardage lost back and 35 more on a streak to Julius Thomas down the middle.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore with that Broncos offense. So it is what it is.
Tough scene.
They're in a tough spot, but I think that this will overall make them better. I would play Drew Lock because this season isn't going to matter when we get to the end of things. So I would play Drew Lock, get him accustomed to how everything's looking and feeling, and kind of go from there.
I mean, if you don't have a chance, why not play your rookie QBs? I don't get why all these teams are holding on to their rookie QBs. It's like, just play them at this point. They need game time. I mean, that's why I was happy to see why Josh Rosen was finally playing. I mean, the Dolphins actually looked respectable with him playing. Like, respectable as in they still are the worst team in the NFL, but they had a good amount of drives down to the red zone that they didn't before.
Yeah.
I mean, they turned it over, I think, 2 or 3 times in the red zone, but at least they got there. Under Fitzpatrick, they weren't even touching the red zone. So I'm happy to see that all these quarterbacks are getting a chance. Eli finally got benched. Fitzpatrick got benched. I mean,
let the kids play.
Next, oh my gosh, it would be so amazing if Andy Dalton got benched yet. I know it's not going to happen, but his backup is pretty solid.
Who?
I don't remember his name, but he is so good. I've seen film of him, and I'm like, Dalton or Andy Dalton, you should just give up. Like, he's pretty good.
Who did he go to school? Where did he go to school? The kid.
I don't know. I don't remember his name. Let me look. But he's so good. I really like him, actually. I think he could be something. Depth chart. Bengals. Let's see. Go down to quarterbacks. Ryan Finley. I think he could be something.
Did he go to NC State?
Let's type it up. Ryan Finley. Yeah, you went to NC State. Let's go. The quarterbacks of my choice go to NC State. Jacoby. Jacoby's a top 12 quarterback.
We know you've talked about that before.
I know. I love Jacoby. He's such a good guy. And he's so funny. Drake clapping gif. Like I said, I think that's part of the reason why Andrew Luck retired. Is I think he knew he had a good backup quarterback. Like, I know that's kind of weird to say, but I think that was part of it too. Like, I feel like if you know you have a good successor, that's why you'd retire too. That'd be a little bit more comforting.
He didn't feel like he needed to play.
Exactly. Well, exactly. And I feel like when Andrew Luck also went out, and Andrew Luck even commented on it during his retirement speech. He said Jacoby really won over the room, and that's a big thing. Like, if you can win over the room and have people trust in you as the quarterback, that's one of the biggest things. So yeah, the seamless transition from Andrew Luck to Jacoby. Jacoby's not better, but he can at least game manage and play pretty good.
Exactly.
So I'm happy. Good job, Jacoby. And then Drew Lock, can't wait for him. I think during the preseason he looked pretty good. Other than like the first game.
He looked rough around the edges, but you could,
No, but you could see the potential was there.
Exactly.
Honestly, if all the quarterbacks in the league did good, all 32, it'd make the NFL better. I don't want to see bad quarterback play. If everyone played quarterback fantastic, I'd love watching every single team.
Exactly.
So we're cheering for all 32 quarterbacks.
Except
Here,
Tom Brady.
all of you, except for Tom Brady. Tom Brady, you can eat your pistachio ice cream and go die.
He can't. That's why he's having pistachio ice cream, because it makes him live longer like a millennial.
Well, then we need to kill all the pistachios.
Wait a minute.
But I like pistachios, so just give them to me.
Okay. Do you want to play your songs of the week now?
Do you have a song of the week first?
I'll find one.
Okay, cool.
Bring up a topic and I'll talk about it while I'm finding my song.
I don't have a good topic, but what day is it today? The 25th? The 25th is a good day. Oh, next Friday I'm going up to CSU to see Kyle. Let's go. And then you and me, November...
Next Friday?
Yeah, next Friday.
What time?
I don't remember, to be honest. I'll probably be heading down like 4 or 5 p.m.-ish.
Okay, because I was going to say...
Well, I know we have our podcast.
We have a show.
Yeah. No, and then Saturday I'll be going to the game against San Diego State University, which I don't know why the hell tickets are $55 for the worst seats in the house, but I guess I'll have to pay it if they don't get cheaper. I'd hope they get cheaper.
I think we're going to the border. Well, we are going.
Yeah,
on the
I was
border
going to say
war.
that's November 23rd.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
gonna be
mistaken.
cold up in Laramie, cold and windy.
Yeah, I told Kyle I'd wear my art shirt or art sweater. I already told him I'd wear it next Friday, so I'm gonna wear that art sweatshirt to death. I love art. Art is beautiful.
I know.
I don't know. Hopefully we can get Nikola Godic on again. He's really nice to have.
Yeah, he really is. He has a good. He always
He's
has
well
good shows.
spoken, which I cannot attribute to. I cannot say I'm the same way. I just say whatever I want, and it comes out.
Okay.
Eventually.
I've got my song.
You got
can-
your meme song?
No, this
not
is
your
a
meme.
real song. This is-
Oh my goodness.
May We All by Florida Georgia Line and
I've
Timmy
heard this
McGraw.
song.
Yeah, I heard it on the radio and I realized just how great of a song this really is. So tell me your song.
I don't know. I'm debating between I've already done Post Malone like 40 times. I'm gonna look up a Drake banger.
Just Hold On, We're Going Home?
No, we won't do that one because Ben likes it. We'll do Energy by Drake. I heard Dalton playing that and I really liked it. No, I'm wearing my ball cap forward, stupid.
I can't. I have the
Yeah, I was gonna
headphones
say
on.
that was my
Like, I
problem too.
won't.
I would have. Put your windows down and cruise.
We were driving home from my grandparents' house after the Utah game,
It
and
was
you
cold.
rolled down my windows on 470 because we were singing that because the song was on. Down go my windows, and I couldn't figure out how to lock them.
Yeah, when it was like 30 degrees outside, it was really cold. Yeah,
It snowed the night before. I know it was cold. That's why we spent the night at my grandparents'.
this is true. At Trevor's grandparents, you're good. Thank you for the apple candies. I'm all done with them.
I had 2, I think.
Yeah, I ate them all. They were really good. I approved. You also have a nice house.
They do. They all went up at like 8:30. I think my grandpa stayed up later, but we didn't know what to do, so we just stayed watching crappy late games for football.
Yeah, and then he was watching Mr. Beast.
I was watching Mr. Beast, yeah.
And I said, what are you doing? He said, nothing. Mind your own business or something sassy like that.
Oh, I'm always sassy. Then I locked my door because I did not trust you.
He thought I'd go into his room.
Would you?
You know, probably not, but like I could totally see myself doing it as a meme. Just like recording on Snapchat, screaming in your room.
Exactly.
So he was justified.
So yeah, I locked the door and slept in my dad's old room. It was great. But who are your picks to win World Series? Or who are your picks? Go through. Who do you think will be in the LCS and who do you think will be in the World Series? And then who wins?
I'd say that's hard.
I know.
I guess I'll start with National League. I'm a strong believer in the Cardinals. I really think the Cardinals will make it. I think it'll be the Cardinals and the Dodgers in the NLCS. And I say I don't want to say Dodgers. I'll go Cardinals. What the hell? I don't want to see the Dodgers in another World Series. But I don't want to see the Cardinals in a World Series either. I'll go Cardinals. Cardinals will face off against. I'm gonna go Astros and. I'm gonna go Astros and Rays. Yes, the Rays, and I'm gonna say the Astros win.
I go.
That's just right now. If the Rays don't make it, then I'm shit out of luck on that one.
Yankees Athletics.
Athletics.
If the
okay.
A's win the wild card game, I have them beating Houston if they're the 1 seed. Yankees Athletics.
I really like the AL wildcard teams. I really think they have a good shot.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
They're all real.
Yeah.
In the National League side of things, I have Dodgers, Braves. Man, I think the Braves can dethrone the Dodgers. I have Braves, A's in the World Series.
Braves, A's. Oh, I forgot about the Braves. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's
Well.
who you had the Cardinals beating. So this song is called Energy by Drake, apparently. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Oh, really? I think it has a lot of bad words, but oh well. But I heard Dalton playing it, so it's good. Yeah.
It's Drake.
It's my fave. I got enemies.
Look,
I got enemies.
got a lot of enemies.
I
Got a
heard
lot
this.
of people trying to drain me of my energy. They trying to take away from a nigga. fucking with the kid and pray for your nigga. I got girls in real life trying to fuck up my day. Fuck going on.
You know, I will admit, I like a couple songs of new Drake, but old Drake's, he's got a special part. Like, I will
Going Bad
say,
is great.
yeah,
He has far more good old songs that you can get as deep cuts.
exactly.
And this is Ben and I were talking. I don't know if we mentioned this on the podcast last week. Country is not as top heavy.
Oh, yeah, we
it's
talked,
the
yeah.
Pac-12 of
That's
music.
what I said on Twitter. We were talking
That's
about it.
right.
Yeah.
You did say that. But rap, this Drake is one of the few
Well,
artists.
because your
that-
first response was, "Are you memeing or not?" Right after I said that.
Yeah, and you're totally accurate because good rap music is good.
Oh, I won't even deny that. There's rap music. It's either amazing or pretty shit. Like, there's some
But
stuff I
country
can't listen
music
to.
is
There are
mean-
some artists who change that though. Like I can listen to like 75% of Post Malone stuff. Like
Probably
Post
J.
Malone's
Cole
pretty
too,
good.
right?
J. Cole's pretty good. Drake.
can be.
It's
can
hit or
have-
miss.
he can
His
have-
old songs are pretty good.
can
His
have
new
albums
songs,
where it's good
His
all the
new
way
songs,
through.
like I feel like there's some really bad ones and some really good ones. Like, not to hate on Drake, but
Yeah.
sometimes. And then what's the other one I was thinking of? Meek Mill. Meek Mill's another. Good
Meek
one.
is good. I
Yeah.
downloaded its entire album, Cold Blooded 2. Or,
Outside of
or,
those
Championships,
four,
I'm sorry.
outside of those core four, I really rap's kind of meh.
And even the greatest rap songs from the other guys
Oh,
aren't
I mean,
good.
well, I forgot to mention Eminem. Eminem's pretty good. too.
Eminem has deep cuts too that are good.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
just in
say.
terms of country music, you can. It's just. I mean, I'm going through and they cover each other. You don't really hear rap artists rap other people's songs because it's so personal
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. But country music is like experiences instead of personal experience.
Sure.
So you have songs that everyone can cover, and it's so much more cool to listen, and hear other artists' takes.
Lil Nas is good too. The guy who made Old Town Road. He made Panini. I love Panini. We'll probably play that next week. Panini is 2 minutes long if you want to play it. Yeah.
I'm good. We can do that as our meme song.
All right, cool. I love Panini. Panini's funny. I'd sing along with Panini. Have you heard Panini?
Probably
Okay. I'll play it to you after.
August 8th of next year. Kenny Chesney on his Chillaxification tour. I believe that's Chillaxification comes to Invesco Field.
And like I said last week, we are officially Denver Nuggets season ticket holders again.
Yeah, so the
I'm so
Chillaxification
proud.
tour, I'm working on getting a job so I can, pay
Pay
you.
me.
Yeah. DeGrom
You
has a
owe me's.
he has a 144 ERA in his last 14 games, which is incredible.
He didn't want to make the playoffs. Clearly no effort.
Alonso is due to bat second in the bottom of the 8th from Queens, New York.
No king, stupid. Kyle,
Let's see.
Why would you send me that?
So the Rays are 6 outs away. Let's do this. I will have the official SNY feed.
I got hit so many times there, Gary, Ron, and I was very fortunate.
Thanks,
that
Keith.
I never got a break. And I've got a calcium deposit to prove it.
Oh, I've got a calcium deposit too.
The protrusion of that.
So McNeil will finish his first full season in the big leagues, hitting .318,
Decent.
23 home runs, 75 runs driven,
This is Juan Lagares batting. Alonso's due up next.
and 21 hit by pitches.
Is this Hector
the last
Noesi?
one ending his season. Lagares strikes out for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
And I might add to that a brilliant season. First full season in the big leagues. Outstanding.
Speaking of brilliant, here comes the almost certain rookie of the year, who tonight hit his 51st home run.
Mets are down on their final out. Never mind. So the Chicago Cubs and Milwaukee Brewers have been, Chicago Cubs and New York Mets have been officially eliminated from playoff contention. The Milwaukee Brewers have clinched a wild card berth.
He takes a breaking ball off the plate.
That's official as of now. Rays are up 3-0 in the top of the 8th.
It's over in Cincinnati. The Mets' playoff chances have ended. Milwaukee has defeated Cincinnati 9-2, and with that,
White Sox still winning.
a wild card spot
Twins hung on.
and the Mets' postseason hopes for 2019.
Good season for New York. It sucks it ended like it did, but a good season for the Mets. 2-1 on Alonso.
What the heck?
Yeah.
He's a WNBA player, right? Who showed up to her playoff game
Wearing a hoodie of herself in the ESPN Body Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they wonder why. We don't care about their league as much as the NBA.
Imagine if, like, Chris Paul did that.
Oh, my God. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be so legendary.
So
You'd have to love Chris Paul if he did that.
Exactly. 3-1 on Alonso.
Home run. Is this live?
Walk.
Takes a walk.
Aw, close enough.
That does not please the Citi Field faithful.
I agree.
So there's 4 more games for Alonso to hit 2 home runs. To break the record, he just needs 1 to tie it. That's, of course, Aaron Judge's set back in 2017.
I was gonna say, that's who I thought. But he doesn't have a chance for the MVP like Aaron Judge did. No, shit.
Which is unfortunate. If he could hit more... Aaron Judge has really declined. He can't stay healthy anymore. He's still a talent, but he's not set the world on fire anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is, I mean, you can expect regression. I think with Alonso, you can see power regression, but I would be shocked if he doesn't at least improve in terms of average.
But there's a lot of players on the Yankees like that. I mean, even if you look at Gary Sanchez, like, he's a talent. Like, I love Gary Sanchez. He just literally cannot stay healthy.
Yeah.
Like, Gary Sanchez, probably one of, top 10. I don't know exactly all the catchers in baseball, but he's pretty high up there. He's pretty good. Except defensively, he sucks. I hate watching him as a defensive catcher. Defensive catcher, if you told your kid, hey, look at this, look at Gary Sanchez and teach him how to field, he would never catch the ball.
I luckily did not learn catching from Gary Sanchez, so I was always,
Yeah. Catch from Yachty.
I learned, exactly. Yachty was always my favorite catcher.
Even though Ben hates him.
He hates Yachty, but no, I love Yachty defensively. He was the best defensive catcher in all of baseball for probably about 10 straight years. Like, oh, Yachty's overrated. Well, he's still a good catcher. He's actually developing more of a hitting prowess than he...
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a pretty good hitter.
It's kind of funny. Anyways, that just about wraps things up here
Love
tonight.
Yachty.
It is 7:46 p.m., probably the latest. Yeah, the
It
Brewers
is
are
the latest.
12-2 since the Yelich injury. Unbelievable.
Almost heaven. West
Tampa
Virginia.
Bay. The Rays are coming for the wild card. That's all I have.
The Cleveland Indians may try, but they will lose because the Rays are making the ALCS.
So for Jaden Rioch, my name is Trevor Blatnick.
I itched my nose.
We'll see y'all next Friday.
You guys call
On
me at
Overruled.
720-891-7246 and I will show you my favorite meme.
All right, y'all heard it. See y'all next week.